everyone? I hope we're all doing well. You guys need to stop trying to gaslight me into thinking that Belal and Merab are fun fighters to watch. Now, if you aren't doing that, fair enough, this isn't about you, but I've seen a lot of people recently say that Merab and Belal are really fun to watch, and I just couldn't disagree anymore. And the reason to why people are saying this is because Merab's last fight against Umar was an absolute fucking banger. In fact, it was my favourite fight of the year so far, and Belal just had a fun fight against JDM where he was just getting absolutely fucking walloped for 5 rounds, and now all of a sudden, apparently Belal and Merab are really fun fighters. No, they're not. Just because of one fun fight doesn't make them fun fighters. To do vice versa, if Justin Gaethje, who's known for bringing entertaining fights and having banger fights constantly, had one boring, dull fight, would we have to consider him a boring fighter? No, we wouldn't. And before anyone says, oh, you're only saying the boring fighters because you don't like them, no, I'm not saying that. One of the reasons I do dislike them, both of them, is because they are relatively quite boring in my opinion. Merab I actually like a fair bit because I actually think he's quite funny, but I can't forgive him for what he did to Piotr Jan, and that's my reason why I dislike him, but I actually think he seems quite sound and funny. Belal, I don't like his fight style. Some of the shit he comes out with, I'm just like, shut the fuck up. Like, it's just a bit cringy. When I watched his Joe Rogan podcast, he does actually seem quite a sound guy, I will give him that, and his verbal game did improve after he beat Leon, I will admit, but still, I'm just not that much of a fan of Belal. But regardless, none of that plays into it. They are boring fighters. You know what, fuck it. Just before anyone in the comments points out the irony because I have a boring fighter right there in Leon Edwards on my wall, I am not claiming that Leon Edwards is a fun fighter. He is a boring fighter. There we go. And there's not many people gaslighting people into saying that Leon Edwards is a fun fighter, so it's completely different. And just to prove me right, we're going to go through both of their records and say whether each fight was boring or not. Now, to start things off, we have Merab, 19-4 record, not too bad at all. And if we see, okay, he has 3 knockouts, 1 submission. So he has, what, 4 finishes out of 19 wins, 15 by decision. And you know what? I'm not going to be one of those guys who, oh, because he isn't getting finishes, he's not a fun fighter. Because my favorite is Piotr Jan, and I don't think he has many finishes as of late. So, you know, that'll be a bit, you know, contradicting of me. Well, there's a big difference there. Piotr Jan is so fucking fun to watch because he's so technical. He mixes it all in. In my opinion, he's super fun to watch. If you think otherwise, fair enough, suppose we all have different tastes. But Umar, the Umar fight, absolute fucking banger. I said it earlier, it was a great fight, and this is where all the recency biases came into play, because this fight against Umar was a fucking banger. It was a banger, no denying it whatsoever. Super competitive, fun fight, a great MMA fight. After this, we have Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley wasn't that good of a fight. It just simply wasn't. It wasn't a good fight. People try and say that maybe it was. Straight after that fight, no one was saying. Everyone was saying straight after that fight, oh no, we've lost O'Malley as a champion. Now we've got Merab as the champion, and it's just going to be a boring champion as the champion of the bantamweight division. That was the narrative after this fight, so I don't want to hear it that this was a banger or anything. It wasn't. Henry Cejudo, I actually thought that was quite a decent fight. I'll be completely honest. I actually thought that was quite a decent fight. That was quite a fun one. So I'll eat my words on that one. So right now, he's looking great. 2 out of 3 ones we've gone over. He's had a fun fight, in my opinion. Piotr Jan, I don't want to talk about it. He absolutely fucking bummed him. But regardless, a very dominant performance, but it wasn't fun. It was rather quite boring, in my opinion. If you think otherwise, I don't know what to say. If you think domination equals fun, well then, okay, good for you, I suppose. Maybe that's another fun one for you. But I thought it was shit. It was like, what, almost 50 takedowns spammed against Piotr Jan. Didn't really do anything with the takedowns. Didn't land much damage either. Boring fight. Jose Aldo. People forget, man. Before Mario Batista, we had Merab. Merab set the blueprint and held Jose Aldo against the fucking cage. And people were giving a lot of shit to Merab. This was almost 3 years ago now. That's fucking crazy. But before Mario Batista, there was Merab. And this was a boring fight. Let's be completely honest. This was a fucking stinker. Not just like a normal boring fight. An absolute fucking stinker. Both of these fights were absolute fucking stinkers. Marlon Moraes was actually quite fun. I'll give him that. He got the finish in that one, which is rare for him. That was alright, to be fair. Fair play. And that was mainly because he got dropped as well, which really sparked him to, you know, be more urgent, to to beat Marlon, and he got it in, what, the second round after he got dropped bad and hurt badly in the first round. Cody Stanman, don't remember much about that fight. I think, if I remember correctly, it wasn't that fun, though. John Dodson fight wasn't that fun at all. The only memorable thing about this fight is when he started, I think at the start of round 3, he randomly started shouting at John Dodson. John Dodson was like, what the fuck is going on? But yeah, he was just holding Dodson up against the cage for, I think it was 3 rounds. Yeah, 3 rounds is what it was. And yeah, the rest of his fights was not really that entertaining, I'll be completely honest. So I'm not falling for it, but all of a sudden now, after a banger against Umar and a good fight against Henry Cejudo, that he's a fun fighter. He's a boring one in my opinion. And now we move on to Belal, remember the name Muhammad. And obviously it's turned into a meme, remember the name, because everyone says they can't remember him because he's so fucking boring. So before we start saying this fun fighter shit, his nickname has been twisted into a meme because he's that fucking boring. So let's go down Belal's record here. He's got a record of 24-4 now, I believe, as we've just seen correctly. JDM, fucking banger of a fight. Banger of a fight. Fair play. He changed his complete and utter style. You know, didn't even attempt takedowns at the very start. I think, like, did he attempt 2 takedowns in the first 2 rounds? Which is fucking mental. Against JDM, I think overall he attempted like 6 takedowns or 9 takedowns, I think it was actually, which is a lot more to be fair. But the first 2 rounds he just didn't want to use his grappling. Like, imagine Hamzat straight in, no fucking about, takes you down. Why didn't you try to do that against JDM? But we did get a banger fight out of it. Let's stay on the topic of it. It was a banger of a fight. It's a fair play. Leon Edwards, I know people say, again, bias. It's not that. It was a boring fight. Even if Leon had fucking won, it was a boring fight. Leon beat Colby. It was a boring fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a boring fight. I don't care what anyone tries to say. It wasn't that fun. Gilbert Burns, it was not terrible, but still rather boring. It was remained mostly on the feet because Burns just didn't have a fucking answer for Belal on the feet. In all fairness, Belal has improved a lot on the feet over the years. I will give him that, but that still doesn't mean that he's super fun or anything. Brady got a TKO against, but outside of the finish, wasn't really much to it in all fairness. Vicente Luque, he was on the back foot a lot, kept it standing a lot as well, to be fair. Just wasn't that fun to watch. Stephen Thompson fight, utter dog shit. Utter dog shit. Utter woke nonsense is what it was. Damian Maia, shite. Fucking shite. Leon Edwards was shite. Only Leon was creating fun parts of that fight when he landed the head kick in the first round, I believe it was. And then obviously it got ended in the second round because of the eye poke. Diego Lima wasn't that good either. Lyman Good dropped him in like the 3rd round. I remember watching this, but it was a boring fight as well. But Lyman Good was able to drop him, but I think he won that fight 29-28, Belal Muhammad, and it still wasn't that good. And yeah, it just isn't that fun to watch. I don't know why we're saying these guys are fun fighters now. They are not. And this isn't me trying to hate on these fighters. You can, like I've said already, I think they are probably genuine people, seem like sound blokes, you know, you can have a decent chit chat with, seem really humble, really nice people. I'm not hating on them like that, but I just don't want to be gaslit into trying to make people think that they are fun fighters all of a sudden, because that just certainly isn't the case. Well, that's it from me, guys. I just had to get this off my chest because I feel like so many people are trying to say it all of a sudden. Maybe it's a way to cope with Belal's loss, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. What do you guys think? Do you think that Belal and Merab are fun fighters? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.